The business English teacher. What about the business English teacher? In most other subjects, the teacher knows more about the language than the learners. But in the business English class, the teacher knows more about the language, but the learner knows more about the subject. The teacher in such a situation has to behave very professionally, and he has to be very flexible, and above all, he has to be able to learn himself, to take decisions very judiciously and be willing to learn himself. So we can look at the teacher as a trainer as opposed to a teacher. So the difference between a teacher and a trainer is basically that of an approach. The teacher educates so as to bring about a change in the student's life and to teach him something about life, but the trainer, he tries to change the behavior of the learner. So in that sense, teaching is person-oriented and training is job-oriented. The teacher tries to teach a language which will be of potential use for the learner to achieve success in various ways in his life, but the trainer trains the learner to behave linguistically and pragmatically in a certain way. Then the teacher can be seen as a coach. A coach is a person who coaches the student to take advantage of his own environment and to use it for his own best purposes, and also to understand his own abilities, his strengths and weaknesses, and combine them with the environment to plan to succeed in life. This is related to learner autonomy, when the learner takes responsibility for his own learning. Then the teacher can also be seen as a consultant. Teachers frequently these days, they try to market themselves as business consultants, and they're also called freelance consultants. They're usually expert in their fields, and companies and organizations, they hire them because the expertise which these consultants have, they are not available in the company itself. So, the consultant has to cover a large number of areas when he is working with the company. He has to analyze communication and communication needs. He has to discuss contracts regarding hiring of teachers and starting of programs and courses. Then he has to carry out needs analysis as regards to the courses which they have to start or the other activities of the company. And he interacts with all. He interacts with the learners as well as with the teachers and those who are paying for the courses. Then he evaluates the training which is going on in the company in terms of its delivery and its outcomes. He is often in a very privileged position because he has access to everybody and all the resources of the company. He can access the learners, he can access the managers, he can access the clerks. So he is often in a very privileged position.